Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and happy birthday again. I want to thank the chairman, Mr. Mario Diaz-Balart, the ranking member also, Ms. Franco, and of course, Ms. DeLaura also, and you, Mr. Chairman, also. I want to highlight 4 areas in this bill that I think are important for our country to move forward. The first one that I want to talk about is the outcome based reviews, performance management language, which for the first time on any of the appropriations bills, I want to say, and I think it should be added to every appropriation bills, but the chairman and I have talked about it because we both serve in the state legislature, and I think the states are ahead on performance reviews, on looking at regulations that are outdated, looking at ways so we can stream government. How do we find savings without hurting services? So I want to thank the chairman for adding this language, and I hope this becomes a model language that we can use for other bills that are coming on that. So I want to thank the chairman on the performance language. The second has to do with water and the International Boundary Water Commission. As you know, this commission is very, very important for us that depend on water, the ag use, the municipal use, and I want to thank the chairman for a very robust funding increase for the International Water Commission for construction funding, and of course, making sure that we get Mexico to provide that water that they owe the United States. There is strong language, and I want to thank the chairman for putting that strong language. But also, for the first time that we add language where we are saying we cannot depend on the Rio Grande anymore. Both on the U.S. and the Mexican side. Sometime in the future, we got to look at what do we do for the communities that depend on the Rio Grande. And for the first time, it calls on the International Boundary Water Commission to say, hey, let's start looking at secondary water sources and long-term conservation strategies that include water reuse, recycling, desalination, groundwater management, and other tools to make sure that our communities become more resilient. So thank you for that. Also tied into that, I want to thank the chairman also and the ranking member for the support for the North American Development Bank and the work that they do along the border. I think ranking my other member from the border also. I want to say thank you for that because the Nat Bank and folks like Jesse Hefford that have been working with the Nat Bank have been doing a good job. Make sure that we look at domestic storage programs along the border and other programs. So thank you so much. Third part, counter-narcotics and fentanyl. And I want to take the lead from Chairman Rogers on it because he's been our leader on this. But I also want to say also some of the language that supplements what the Chairman Rogers has been pushing. Language that calls for stronger action to disrupt transnational criminal organization, strengthen coordination with Mexico. Mexico plays a very important role. Improve precursor chemical controls and go after the networks that manufacture, that move and finance these deadly drugs. And again, Chairman Rogers, I want to thank you because for many years you've been talking about this, and we certainly want to follow your lead when it comes in fighting fentanyl. It has killed so many people in the United States and other places. So thank you. And Chairman, thank you for adding some of that language and funding there also. Finally, the last part I want to talk about is making sure that we counter China in Latin America. If you look at some of the work that China has been doing, they have been very strategic at looking at ports and trying to work with South America. They cannot get a hold of our own backyard. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for the language on strategic ports, resilient supply chains, nearshoring on the Americans, and making sure that we get Mexico, Latin America, Central America, and South America to stop depending on China in so many ways and make sure that they improve our relationship. So those 4 points are very important, Mr. Chairman. Thank you so much, Ranking Member. Thank you so much, and both to Ms. DeLaura and Mr. Cole, thank you so much. Thank you, and with that, I yield back.